I've been using AI assistants for coding for several months now, with varying degrees of success. It was yesterday during one of these coding sessions where I was working on a largish web application with separate front and back ends. It occurred to me maybe we're missing something. Not the big picture, but the small picture. Because there are some situations, I've found certainly, in which AI coding does work well. And I think it's an area, if you looked at, small businesses could benefit hugely from it. So I wrote this up in a short LinkedIn post, which you can see on the screen at the moment. And it's the idea or concept of small businesses being able to write or create their own apps and tools which are very specific to their needs. And they're local, running on their own machines. These aren't hosted in the cloud. I suspect if they had a bit of money, they might employ somebody to write this for them. But why bother? When you can have a bit of training, you can create these yourselves. So something that may only save them, say, 15 minutes a day, but that soon adds up. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at creating a simple application using AI. It's a to-do list running entirely natively on Mac OS. We'll be using Visual Studio Code and an extension called Cline, which communicates with a large language model at the back. I've got a separate video on Cline installation and setup, and I'll put a link to that in the description. This video will show the full process from start to finish, and that includes warts and all. The full process did take 35 minutes, so I have cut it down. I left all the important parts in, but where we're just waiting around for the model to respond, those have actually been reduced. This is Visual Studio Code with our Cline plugin, and here we're putting in our first prompt. So this is exactly what we want. Cline, and in conjunction with Sonnet AI model, to actually produce for us. So as mentioned, this has been shortened, but all the important parts such as all the prompts, including all the errors that are shown, certainly build errors, will be here. So we can see that this is now completed, the first pass. I'm now asking it to actually build and run the application. So again, that's another prompt that's passed in there. All the prompts will be in the description. In the terminal window on the right hand side, we can see the output from the build process. I must admit, there we go. And in fact, the build failed that time. But Cline has actually seen that. It's now trying to resolve that itself. It's from no input from me. It's now going away, looking at those errors, and it's trying to resolve those. So it's having another go, updating the relevant files. It's doing another build. I haven't had to instruct it at all, and it's failed again. So once more, it's going to go through, it's processing the output, looking at the code, and trying to determine exactly what failed. It's trying to build once more, and this time we've had the build successful. So now it's actually asking us to open up the application that it's actually built for us. So we should see that on the screen in a minute. Here we go, so that's the first pass. So not a huge amount there. Let's see if any of the buttons work. No, well, it does in fact. There's no label on it though. So let's try and add a task in there. There we go, so we've got priorities there, we've got checkout or cross through, we've got the waste bin, all that we specified in the original prompt. So that works okay, actually not too bad. But let's try adding some additional functionality now. It's always nice to build on that. So it's another prompt. So here I'm asking it to actually put a logo or something in the button. Not to ruin the surprise, but it actually fails to do this even right at the very end. So there are some bits and pieces that are still remaining, but majority of the rest of the functionality should work by the end of the video. So now I'm asking it to have the ability to upload a picture. So that's just an error from the connection with the model, but Cline will continue, it will resolve that. It's normally just a temporary thing. So now Cline is trying to update it with the additional functionality I've asked for. So the ability to upload an image together with a task and display it as a thumbnail. So code being updated. So I did believe I'd actually removed these, but it's sometimes nice to see how quickly Cline does actually update that code, the code base. So once more, it's doing a build. So build failed again. So the updates it did weren't successful. So Cline is trying to resolve those. So as you can see, I haven't entered in any additional prompts at all. It's detected the failure. It's now made the code change, and it should be trying to build again now. There we go. There's the output from the build process, and once more it's been unsuccessful. So we'll go round again. Or certainly Cline will. I'm just observing. Once more it's done the code changes. Here's the build process happening. And this time we're successful again. So we'll open up the application. So this is Cline actually opening the application. You can see from the instructions on the left hand side. Let's CD'd into the relevant section and then try to open up the application. Didn't work for that time, so I'm asking it to run the app for me. And here we go. So we should have some additional functionality. So the button still not right, but now we've got add image. So it's the new functionality I asked for. Looks like that's actually been added there. So let's click on that. Let's select an image. Just select one at random. And we're going to give the task a name, change the priority, add that. Here we go. We've now got two high priority tasks. Button, unfortunately the add button still missing. Click on that, it crosses through, completed. We can delete, so all that functionality is working, which is great, and also the quit. So let's go back, add some additional functionality. So here we actually want to be able to set a completion date for each task. It's not a mandatory item, it's just if we have a date we'd like to specify, we've added that in there. So it's going through, changing the code base. And again, as all this is going on, I've done no coding at all. I haven't specified how it should go about constructing it or anything. So I'm not a Mac coder. So here we go. So it's gone through. It's trying to build it at the moment. So this time again, build successful. Open up the file. Again, this is Cline opening up that. So button not fixed. Let's have a look. So now we've got include due date. So an additional item there. Click on that, and a calendar pops up. That's great. We can select the date. We can still have images as well. Priority still works. We can add that, and you can see the date appearing under that particular task item. So that's great, that functionality. So we had our original spec from our original prompt. We've added additional functionality to that. Now we're going to add some more functionality. So I just think it'd be nice to have the ability to rearrange the task within the list. So by using drag and drop. We send that off. So again, that's just, I suspect, maybe only the 5th or 6th prompt I've used to get to this point. Again, it's changing the code it needs to. It's then going to undertake a build. Doing it at the moment. Build failed again. So that new functionality, the code changes, weren't successful. That's fine. Cline will go back through. It detected the fact it failed. It's now going to go through, look at the failure, and hopefully correct it this time. So once more, it's done the changes. It's now doing the build process again. This is building the application. There we go, build successful this time. Great. It's opening up the application once more. And there it is. We've got 2 buttons there now. So it's for experimentation. Unfortunately, there are very faint logos on there. If you click on it, you might just be able to see it. But the left one is for reorganizing. So it's for not shuffling, but you can actually lock the list, or you can click on that button as I did there, and then you can drag and drop the items. So you can change the order. Hopefully you did see the order being changed there. I do believe I asked for the buttons to be updated once more. Unfortunately, it wasn't successful. So the buttons have still not been updated. So I've tried it again. So I'm going to ask again, try and get those buttons updated. So from here, I'm just putting in the request. Once more goes through the same process, doing a build, open up the application, and once more the buttons, looks like we've failed on that at the moment. We could keep asking it in different ways, but I just wanted to actually see. Let's have a look at the other functionality. So clicking on the left hand side again, just trying to see what we can actually do. So I'm asking it again. So make the button logos dark blue. Let's see if that makes any difference. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. So once more, same process, build, we'll go through. So it didn't automatically run at that time, so that's fine. I've asked it to go ahead, run the application, build and run it. This is after the last set of changes. Again, buttons, as stated earlier on, still not. So certainly for the demo, I think we're probably going to stop there, trying to actually get it to change the button color. What we do want to do now, though, is we want to make sure that this is a proper standalone application, and we're also then going to deploy it into our applications folder, so it is available for us from this day forward. You now have, well, I certainly do, a to-do application created entirely by AI as a native Macintosh application, deployed in my folder, in my applications folder. Again, one of the things I'm not sure was evident during the testing, and certainly of this video is showing, is the fact that there is actually persistence between each run as well. And we'll see that in a minute when I go and run the application directly from the applications menu. So what I mean by that is, we've created tasks, we then shut the application down, we open the application up again later on, and those tasks should persist in the same state they were when I shut the application down. So here we're just copying the application across. So we built it, it's now being copied across into the applications folder, and I've asked to call it mega to do so it stands out. So here we go, it's completed it. I'm now asking it to open it directly from that location, applications, and there it is, and the state was changed. The buttons still as they were, unfortunately. Add another task. Hopefully this relatively short video has actually shown what is possible for creating. And again, one thing worth pointing out, for an application, there's actually quite a bit of code behind the scenes here. From a Macintosh application, the fact that there's a lot of screen work activity going on here, sometimes it's certainly much easier to create just a command line interface. Sorry, an application or a tool with just a command line interface you can type in. This actually has a lot more functionality, and it's working. It's doing what I asked to do. Here we are, we're showing tasks being able to be moved around. It looks like that second button on the left, on the top there, locks it, so we can lock it like that. When we click it again, it actually enables them to be moved. And we also have an about button. Thank you very much.